Good day, yoga people. This is Stephen Chang coming to you live from Simha Yoga Lab in Jersey City, New Jersey. Please visit my website, simhayoga.com, for the full streaming schedule as well as my payment information for Venmo and PayPal. Venmo is my preferred way of payment. My handle is Simha Yoga Lab, and the 4-digit ID code, if you're prompted for it, is 8096. Classes are $10, and if you're having a difficult time right now, $5 is fine. Please let your friends know about classes happening. If you see anything on social media with me, please repost and share information. Really greatly appreciate all of that help. Please sit up on a block. Today's class is open flow. Especially sitting up on a block, especially if you have a tight lower back or hips. Elevating really helps in the cross-legged position. So today's class is open flow for level 1, level 2. For those of you who are newer to my practice, welcome. Please be mindful that I do give a good amount of variations. If you're just beginning practice and are a beginner, please make sure you check in and not overdo anything, right? Really important for us to listen to our body and kind of make appropriate decisions on what poses we should and shouldn't take. If I'm doing something that is really uncomfortable for you, pull back. I always start with a basic pose and then I start to build from there, right? So basic meaning the basic asana, basic posture, and then from there I'll add variations. If the variations are too deep for you or something just doesn't fit what you're looking for, you can opt out and just stick with the basic pose and don't take any of the options, right? If you're a little bit more familiar and you do have more experience in your practice and I'm not calling for a variation that you do like, feel free to take them anytime. So I allow a lot of liberties for people to take so that you can really explore your own practice, especially if you have a little bit more experience, right? So if you're newer to practice, I recommend for you to kind of stick with me. Don't try out too many new things if it's really out of your range. Just be very, very mindful about your limitations, your injuries, if you have anything going on. Okay, let's sit up tall, palms face up. And the fingers come to Jnana Mudra, thumb and index fingers touching. Allow your shoulders to broaden as you ground evenly through your seat. As you connect to the breath, let the inhales even out with your exhales. And Ujjayi breath whenever you're ready, creating a slight restriction to the back of the throat and hearing the ha sound as you inhale and exhale. Kind of like you're trying to fog up a mirror with your nose. Three arms together, inhale. Keeping the eyes closed, hands together in prayer in front of the heart, pressing the thumbs into your heart, heart back into the thumbs, lifting the heart up toward the sky, setting your intention for yoga practice, devoting your practice to someone or something, or to yourself, your supreme self that lives within your heart. Chanting the mantra for purification, purifying the space in which you practice yoga. Call and response. I will call it and repeat the response with you. Om Pavitraha, Om Pavitraha, Pavitrawa, Pavitrawa, Sa Sarva Vushtan, Gatopi wa, Yaha Smarit, Pundrikaksham, Sapahya, Bihyandraha, Suchihi. Beginning to open the eyes, so let the palms face up, fingers come back together, mudra. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, right ear to the right shoulder, right hand to the left side, elongating through the left side of the neck. Chin toward the right shoulder. Continue to pull gently to the back of the head. Release back to center, drop the right hand. Left ear to the left shoulder, left hand to the right side. Chin toward the left shoulder. Release back to center, drop left hand, chin toward the chest. Big circles with the head one direction, ear to one side, roll it back, opposite side, roll it center. Take a few more rounds in that same direction. One more giant circle, chin back toward the chest, pause. Taking the opposite direction. And then back to center again. Lift the chin parallel to the floor and neutral spine. Coming off your blocks, extend the legs forward, separating your feet. Hands supporting to either side of you and turn your toes toward each other. And then roll out. Draw in, roll out, draw in, outer rotation, circling the ankles. Take it back to center, switch them around, inner rotations. And then back to center again. Cross shins, opposite shin on top, the other crossing of the legs. Taking the arms up high, extend, twist to the right on the exhale. Inhale, back to center, arms up. Exhale, other side. Back to center again. Side bends, right hand down, left arm overhead. Take back to center, exhale, other side. And take back up. Legs forward, forward fold. Take back up, swing the legs back behind you, hands and knees. Hands are separated about shoulders width, fingers wide spread. Either your index fingers or your middle fingers point straight forward. Hips are over your knees and you should have about fist distance, a little bit wider than fist distance between your knees. Alright, toes are tucked under for additional support, I like that. Inhale, take the navel down, raise your tail, raise the back of the head, so you're arching your spine, this is a back bend. Exhale, round the spine, chin toward the chest, dome the middle of the back up toward the sky. This is a forward bend. Inhale, drop the navel, raise your tail, raise the back of the head. This is your cow pose. Exhale, round the spine, chin toward the chest, middle of the back up toward the sky, cat pose. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. One more time. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Come back to neutral spine. Walk your hands forward. One hand print. Press your thumbs and your index fingers down to the floor. And then roll the crease of the elbows forward. So that now, when you bend your elbows draw back in space. Lower arms all the way down, so you're still upright. And then lengthen to come back up. Working the triceps here. Bend the elbows, lower arms all the way down. Lift back up. 3 more times. Bend the elbows to lower arms all the way down. Lift back up. Bend the elbows. Lift back up one more time. Bend the elbows. Lift back up. Walk the hands forward. One more handprint, forward and forward. Then this time, keeping the hips lined up over your knees, the best of your abilities. Start to draw the chest and the chin toward the floor. Here's your puppy pose. Now, if you can touch down, fantastic. If you cannot, then you're just hovering in space, and that's perfectly fine. This is your puppy pose. Press into your hands, lift back up, walk your hands back in, and then standing on top of your shins. Take the hands together in prayer. Interlace your fingers. Press your palms forward and around the spine. Inhale, lift up and arch slightly back. Keep the arch, releasing the hands. Wrap the hands back behind you. Interlace. Broaden the shoulders by drawing your shoulders back. Reach your knuckles back to engage your upper back. And then lean back, looking up. So going into a back bend in a kneeling position, shoulder opener. Come back to neutral, release. Hands together in prayer. Interlace with the other thumb on top. Press forward and round. Keep the hands, lift up for back bend. Keep the back bend, wrap the hands back behind you, but take the other thumb on top, right? So find for the non-dominant interlacing of your hands. Draw the shoulders back, reach your knuckles back, lean back, looking up. Take back to neutral, release. Hands forward, down dog. Tuck the toes under, lift the knees. So you probably felt a rush of blood going through your legs. That's perfectly normal. Start to pen out the legs, and this will draw even more blood and circulation through your legs to neutralize. So take lots of movement. Alright, begin to make your way back to stillness in your down dog. On the inhale, raise your right leg up, three-legged dog. Foot is flexed, reaching up and back in space. Exhale, draw the right knee toward the nose. Shift your shoulders over your wrists. High up on your left tiptoe. Ground the back, knee in toward the nose. Kick the right heel up again. Three-legged dog. Step the right foot forward. Warrior one. Right toes point straight forward. Back heel comes down at an angle. Square the hips and the torso. Arms up to a vertical line. Open it up. Warrior two. Check the right knee, still directly over the heel, toes are pointing forward, which means the inside of the foot is parallel to the side of the mat. Flip the front palm, reverse warrior, right arm up and back, and support the left hand to the left leg. Exhale, side ankle. You can modify with the arm to top the right leg, or if you can touch your right hand down, take it there, and then everyone left arm up, side ankle. Inhale, take it all the way back up. Reverse warrior. Exhale, hands to the floor. Right foot stepping back plank. Lower all the way down to the belly. Hands stay alongside the rib cage. On the inhale, lift the upper back. Your belly and your ribs are still on the floor. This is your baby cobra. Exhale, lower arms all the way down, still hovering. Inhale, lift up a little higher. So this time with belly and your ribs away from the floor, elbows stay bent. And then lower arms all the way down, still hovering. This time, inhale, lift up as high as you can. Full extension of your arms if you have that. If not, keep the elbows slightly bent. This is your cobra pose, Bhujangasana. Exhale, lower all the way down. Take it back to child's pose. Seat toward the heels. Look at your front view. Start to walk your hands over to the left side. Take the left forearm down to the floor. With your right hand, on your right fingertips, you're lifting the underside of the arm away from the floor. So this is lifting action, creating space and lengthiness through the underside of the arms. Then crawl the right fingertips even further out how? By tractioning the fingertips to the floor. So now you should feel a lot of extension to the underside of your arm, openness into your armpits. So just keep reaching here. Walk it back to center, take it to the other side. Right forearm comes down, you're ankling your torso over to the right side. You're on your left fingertips. Reach your left fingertips forward. Traction your fingertips to the floor. Create that length and that space on the underside of your arm. And keep reaching your left hand to the right side for the left side extension. Walk your hands back in, square back to center, and then take the hands forward, down dog. Inhale, left heel up to sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee toward the nose. Shift your shoulders over your wrists, high up on your right tiptoes. Round the spine, knee in toward the nose. Kick the left heel up again, three-legged dog. Step the left foot forward, warrior one. Left toes point straight forward, which means the side of the foot is parallel to the side of the mat. Line up the left knee over the heel. Ground to the back heel. Square your hips. Arms up. Vertical line. Exhale. Open up the arms. Open up the hips for warrior two. Check your alignment again. Left toes still pointing forward. Left knee over the heel. Arms are parallel. Flip the front palm. Reverse warrior. Left arm up and back. Exhale, side angle, modifying, elbow to top of the leg if it's difficult to touch down. If you have more flexibility, left hand can come all the way down, take it to the floor then, and then everyone raising the right arm up. This is just side angle. Inhale, draw all the way back up, reverse warrior, and then hands to the floor, left foot stepping back plank, lower all the way down to the belly. Again, hands alongside the rib cage. The three progressive cobras again. On the inhale, lift up, baby cobra. Ribs and the bellies to the floor, elbows are bent. Exhale, lower almost all the way down. Inhale, lift up a little higher. So the ribs and the belly away from the floor, elbows still bent. Exhale, lower almost all the way down. Inhale, lift up even higher. If you have full extension, take it. If not, slight bending of the elbows. You're coming up as high as you can. And start to release. Let's take it back to your child's pose. Draw the seat toward the heels. And give your front feel again. All right, take it up to hands and knees, just like we did earlier. You're going to take the left hand, one handprint wider, one handprint further forward, right? So you're taking your hand wider and further forward. The purpose of that is to get the hand away from you a little bit further so that when you come down, the hand is not in your face, right? So you're going to take the right hand, lift the right elbow up, thread the right arm underneath your left, and start to bend your left elbow. Taking your right shoulder, right cheek toward the floor, looking to the left side. Notice that the left palm is flat, your left elbow is up toward the sky in a vertical line with your forearms, and your upper arms is horizontal. So you end up with a 90-degree angle here. So notice again, if you did not move your left hand, one handprint wider and further away from you, where would the hand be, right? Right on front of your face, which is very kind of obstructive. So you're just taking this position to move the hand, to reposition, so you can get to a 90-degree angle with your left arm. So now you can support better with your left arm. And also to get the hand away from the face, right? All right, press into your left hand, lift back up, and come back to your hands and knees. Right? So remeasuring. Then one handprint to the right with your right hand, one handprint forward. With the left arm, lift the left elbow, thread the left arm underneath, bend your right elbow. Left shoulder, left cheek comes down, then press your right palm down, stack your shoulders, go for more resistance to twist. Notice the right arm is 90 degrees roughly. Alrighty, press into your right hand, lift back up, take it back to your hands and knees, and then take it up to down dog. Inhale, right heel up to sky, three-legged dog. Right knee in toward the nose again, round the spine. Inhale, kick it up, open up the hips, bend the right knee. So that means you're stacking your right hip over your left, bending the right knee. The right knee is reaching up toward the sky, the left heel is reaching down toward the floor. So notice that the hips are rotated to face the right side. Raise your right leg back up, square up the hips, now your hips are facing down, step the right foot forward. Warrior one. Now stay in Warrior one, let me check in with you, right? So when we say squaring of the hips means the hips are parallel to the front of the room. Stacking of the hips usually means it's perpendicular and you're lining up the hips in this way, right? So before, in your down dog, right? Down dog, your hips are square, you're facing down. When you stack the hips and bend your knee, notice how the hips are rotated to the side. Let me take a good view this side. Your hips are rotated to the side and bending the knee. So this is what we're talking about. Squaring of the hips, stacking of the hips. Squaring of the hips, stacking of the hips. So make sure that you are familiar with that, right? So Warrior one. Open it up. Warrior two. Lengthening out the left leg, triangle pose. Tip the right hip back. Reach your left hand forward. Your hands on top of the shin or to the floor. Right arm reaching up. So if you're less flexible, right, your left hand can be higher up the shin. Perhaps you can reach a little bit lower, right? So go as low as you can and feel comfortable with. Now if you can easily touch your left hand to the floor, then that's where you want to go. That's the full expression of the pose. Am I taking the wrong side? Yes, I'm taking the wrong side. Warrior one, open up, warrior two, triangle. Okay? Inhale, take it all the way back up, reverse triangle. So just to let you know, I took the wrong side, okay? So I demonstrated the wrong side. Bend the front knee, hands to the floor. Right foot stepping back plank. Inhale, up grab. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Second side. Inhale, left heel up to sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee in toward the nose and round spine. Kick it up, so here we are again, right? Three-legged dog, your hips are square. Sideward scorpion, you stack your hips one over the other, so the left side over your right. Bend your left knee. Your left knee is reaching upwards toward the sky, right heel is reaching downward toward the floor. Raise the left leg back up, square up the hips, coming back to three-legged dog. Step the left foot forward. Warrior one. Alright, so I had you here holding for a while, so let me demonstrate again, right? So facing you this time. Squaring the hips forward. In your Warrior one, you should be looking forward, right? So everything squares forward. In Warrior two, you take it from squaring into stacking. So Warrior one, you face forward. Warrior two, you rotate to face the side. Alright, so you're in Warrior one. Open it up. Warrior two. Lengthen out the left leg, triangle pose. Tip the right hip back, reach your left hand forward. Your left hand to top of the shins if you're a little less flexible. If you have a little bit more in you, and you can slide the left hand further down and take it to the point that perhaps your left hand can come all the way down for your triangle. Inhale, take it back up. Reverse triangle, left arm up back. Bend the front knee, hands to the floor. Left foot, stepping back plank. Inhale, one breath. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right heel up. Exhale, right knee in toward the nose, so your hips are square. Inhale, kick it up, open up the hips, bend the right knee so your hips are stacked. Extend the right foot back up, step the right foot forward. Warrior one. I'll give you a front view. Left hand, grabbing the right wrist, the palms rotate up extend. Pull up with your left hand so you get a length for your right side. And then side bending to your left. Pull with your left hand again. So get very lengthy through the right side. Now notice that when you take the arm fully extended and you pull, you get a lengthier line, right? A little bit fuller in the line. Come back to center. Now we're going to bend at the elbow and break that line. Left hand to the right elbow and side bend to your left again. Notice how, because the line is a little shorter now, you're broken at the elbow, you feel more directly into your shoulder joint, this side stretch. Notice that, right? And at the upper part of your ribs there. Take it back up, warrior one. Open it up, warrior two. Reverse warrior. Side angle. Again, modifying. Elbow to top of the knee or hand to the floor. This time, left palm to face down and reach forward. Extended side angle. Half bind, left arm up and behind you. Let the shoulders down. Keep that half bind. Come up. Reverse warrior. Lengthen out the right leg. Keep the half bind with the left hand. Tip the left hip back, right hand forward. Again, modifying. Hand to the top of the shin, higher up. Hand can go lower, or the hand can come all the way down to the floor. Keep stacking in the half bound triangle. Then raise your left arm up and reach to the front of the room. Extended triangle. Take it back up. Reverse triangle. Bend the front knee, hands to the floor, right foot stepping back plank. Inhale, one breath. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left heel up. Left knee in toward the nose. Kick it up, open up the hips, bend the left knee. Extend the left back up, square forward, step the left foot forward, warrior one. Giving your front view again. Right palm facing up, catching your left wrist. Pull up, extend, side bend to the right. Alright, so feel for that stretch now. It's a little bit more completely through your left side here, right? And then so when we break and bend at the elbow, you'll feel the difference. That's a little bit more specific toward the shoulder. Come back to vertical, bend your left elbow, right hand to left elbow, side bend again. Right, so notice how much more intensity into your shoulders by just shortening that line. Take it back up, warrior one. Open it up, warrior two. Reverse warrior. Side angle, elbow to top of the knee, hand to the floor. Extend the side angle. Right palm to face down and extend the right arm forward. So notice that the name actually describes the pose very fully, right? Extended side angle. So the regular side angle, arm up. Extended side angle, arm forward. Take that into half bind. Right arm up and behind you. Let your shoulders down. Keep the half bind. Come up. Reverse warrior. Then lengthen out the left leg, half bound triangle. Tip the right hip back, left hand forward. Your left hand a little higher up the shin if you need it, a little bit lower if you have more flexibility, and left hand all the way down if we have the full pose. Stacking your shoulders in the half bind. Inhale, take it all the way back up. Reverse triangle. And bending the front knee. Hands to the floor. Left foot stepping back plank. Inhale, one breath. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Start to step the feet forward toward your hands. And take the seat down to the floor. Now, I'm going to face you. You should be facing forward. If you have a block, if you have a water bottle, some sort of structure that you can stand, just to give you something to kind of work over. We're going to start to take some movement like this, right? We're going to take the legs wide and just move into the hip flexors, right? And then also strengthening all the muscles around the hips, right? So the quads, hip flexors, and lower abdominals, right? If you don't have a block, of course, you can just imagine that there is something there and you're trying to go over that obstruction, right? So if you can estimate it, it's fine. But if you have a block, right? Very helpful. So I'll demonstrate with the block so you can see fully what I'm trying to do. Alright, so you're extending legs forward, take the legs up wide. So this is way wider than your mat, right? So I would say maybe it's about 1.5 times as wide, so that it's not so strenuous for those of us who are less flexible, right? Because for us who are not so open in the hips, just getting the legs wide enough could be very challenging, right? Forget about getting this wide, right? So it really depends on your flexibility. Let's not go into extremes, but just enough space for you to work with. Take a block, I would say to the highest setting, so that gives you a little bit of a challenge. You're really working your hip flexors because you're going to have to elevate your foot higher. Okay? So you can start with your hands to support to the floor. We're going to take 5 of those, and then right away, continuously, we're going to take another 5 without the hands supporting. So we're going to take 5 with the hands, and the 5 without the hands, right? So we're just going to do it seamlessly. Okay, let's start with the hands down. Starting with the right leg. Okay, hands supporting with the right foot, flex your right foot, supporting with the left leg down, right? And cross over, right leg over your left, lower, and then over again. Right leg over, and back. Over, back is 3, over, back is 4, over. Back is 5. Hands together in prayer. Right? Suspended. Over and back. Over and back. 3. Back. 4. Back. 5. Back. Release. Right? So 5 and 5. Not so challenging. We're going to take it to both sides and then we'll add on. Okay? Let's make it 10 and 10 on the next one. Let's see how that goes. It might be a little bit much. Alright, so start with the hands supporting first. This time, left leg is moving, right leg is supporting, right? When you're ready, lift. Cross over, cross back. Cross over, cross back. 3, back. 4, back. 5, back. Hands together in prayer. 1, back. 2, back. 3, back. 4, back. 5, back. Let's release that first. Raise the arms up high and let's take it to forward fold. Just giving your hips a little bit of release and rest. Alright, so this time when we come into it, let's do 10 and 10. So 10 supported, 10 unsupported. Alright, make your way back up. Hands to floor. Starting with the right leg again first. Right leg picks up, cross them over, cross back. Over, back, 3, back, 4, back, 5, back, 6, back, 7, back, 8, back, 9, back, 10, back, hands together in prayer, 1, back, 2, back, 3, back, 4, back, 5, back, 6, back, 7, back, 8, back, 9, back, 10, all the way down, release. For me, that 10 was pretty good. If you're a little bit tighter, a little bit less strong in this area, could be a little bit challenging. So work with that the best you can. Okay, second side. Hands supporting first. Left leg, over, back. 2, back. 3, back. 4, back, 5, back, 6, back, 7, back, 8, back, 9, back, 10, back, hands together in prayer, 1, back, 2, back, 3, back, 4, back, 5, back, 6, back, 7, back, 8, back, 9, back, 10, Arms up, forward fold. This time, if you want to grab the inner heels, if you can reach, re-lengthen and fold. Right, so if you were doing that with an imaginary structure, right, notice that without the structure, sometimes as you get tired, right, the lift becomes less and less, right? So that's why you want a structure to kind of give you that guideline, right, that limit that you have to work over, right? Otherwise, we all start to get lazy when we start to get tired, right? So notice that that may have happened. All right, let's come back up. Draw the feet back in, bend your knees, swing the legs back, down dog, walk it out. All right, step the left foot forward, low lunge, right foot forward, standing forward bend, feet together, knees together, take it up, chair. Stepping on the left foot, pick up the right knee, open up the right knee to the side, and take a tree. So the right foot, inner left leg, above the knee joint if you can, below the knee joint if you're less flexible or your balance is very shaky. Hands together in prayer, arms up and out. Keep the gaze at a fixed point to help you to balance. So this is your tree pose. You may remain here in tree. Those of you who like additional variations, you can grab the hands back behind you. You can side bend. So these are a little bit more simple, right? If you have any additional variations, you can take it. Maybe you want to take an ankles to knee, bend your left knee, reach the arms forward. Right? Maybe even lower and lift. Lower and lift. Take 5 of those. Lower, lift, lower, lift, lower, lift. And then come back to your tree. And take a few more breaths here. I'll give you 3 more breaths until we start to work out the pose, out of the pose. All right, take the arms back up, right knee forward, step the right foot down, chair, exhale, dive forward. Stay here for a few breaths, just to let your left leg recover. Let the head dangle, let the back of the neck release. I'll come back to the side view for you. All right, so for me to come out of forward fold, I really like to be specific to protect the lower back. So with your hands supporting on the floor, or if you're not touching down, right, you take the hands to shins, but maybe even bending the knees is a better option. Right, so with your hands supporting, we're all going to bend the knees and let the seat drop a little bit. Shift your way back toward your heels. Now when you come up and lifting the torso, you want to start with the head and the upper back. When you get to a straighter line with your spine, shift the way back toward the heels and use the strength of the legs to carry you up into a standing position. Okay? So I prefer coming up with the strength of the legs with a straighter spine. That keeps my lower back a little bit more protected, right? Oftentimes when I start to roll up, right? So sometimes you hear people talk about rolling up. You know, I find that a little bit vulnerable for my lower back. I don't like it, so I always prefer to come through a more neutral spine and use the strength of the legs to carry me up. So just note that in my classes, I don't really roll up in standing poses. I like to take the whole technique of bending at the knees and using the strength of the legs. All right, second side, stepping on the right foot. Pick up the left knee, open out to the side, so the left foot to the inner right thigh, above the knee joint or below the knee joint. Then take the hands together in prayer, keep the gaze at a fixed point, and then arms up and out. And working there to balance, keep the gaze at a fixed point. Those of you who went further, if you wrap the hands back behind you for heart opener, take that. If you went side bending, take that. Those of you who stayed working with me to take ankles to knee, flexing the left foot, take the left ankle on top of the right knee, bend your right knee and draw the seat back. Alright, so this is strong quad strengthening and openness of the hips. But we're going to add our movement, right? We're going to lower and lift. Lower and lift. lower, lift, lower, lift. One more, lower, lift. And make your way back to tree. And I'll give you about 3 more breaths here to work through the tree variations or anything else. Alrighty, start to break. Arms up, left knee forward. Step the left foot down, chair. Exhale, dive forward. Stand forward, bend. Coming up again, bend the knees. Shift the weight back towards your heels. Lift the head and the upper back through a straighter spine. Stand up. Hands together in prayer. Stepping on the left foot again. Pick up the right knee. Right hand to right knee or yogic toe lock and extend. Left arm out to counterbalance and open up the right leg to the side. Stay on the left leg. Airplane warrior 3. Bend your right knee. The right heel goes behind the left leg. Left hand grabbing the inside the right foot. So opposite hand and foot. Right arm out. As you lean the torso forward to a parallel to the floor and the right arm out, right leg out, that is your airplane. Warrior 3 is with your torso parallel to the floor with a vertical left leg. So airplane, warrior 3. Upper back is lifted, knees is slightly forward, right knee is lifting and opening to the side, so is your right arm. Alright, stay on this left leg and warrior 3 position and release your right leg all the way back. So this is proper warrior 3 with the arms out. Then step the right foot all the way back into warrior 1. Exhale, open it up, warrior 2. Reverse warrior, left arm up and back, hands to the floor. Kick the left foot up, 3-legged dog. Open up the hips, bend the left knee and flip. When you flip back around again, it's pigeon. Left leg up for 3-legged dog. Take the left knee in toward the nose and land that shin to the floor. So this is my measurement. I want you to angle out the left knee, left thigh, out to left side about 30 to 45 degrees. Right? So you're not lining up the hip with the knee, straight forward. You're angling out the left leg, out to the side, slightly, 30 to 45 degrees. Hands supporting to the floor. Then tuck the right toes and inch your right knee further back so you can lower the seat a little bit more. So most of us are not going to be sitting down. Most of us are not going to have the flexibility to sit all the way down. That's perfectly fine. I can't sit all the way down. Walk your hands back, elongate through the spine. So if you did this measurement right, your pelvis should feel pretty level and your spine should be pretty vertical, to the point that you should feel balanced enough that you don't even need your hands for support. Once you have that measured out, now you're ready to take it forward. Walk your hands forward. You can take your forearms down and stay a little higher. This is perfectly fine to be. Or you can make pillows with the hands and rest your forehead, or you can take the forehead all the way down and release your arms. So you have many options here. Take the one that is most appropriate for you so that it's not overstretching and you're not struggling, right? You just want enough stretch that you can easily breathe and feel soft and gentle here. So even within poses that do take a little bit of effort, there is a way of also finding some softness in it, right? Some ease in the pose. So what we don't want in the pose is to always be either too easy or too hard, right? When it's too easy, then you're really not challenging yourself or doing really anything, right? Because your body's easily able to take a pose. But you don't want to go all out and make it super difficult either, right? Because then your body tenses up too much and you don't get the full benefits because then it's all effort, right? And no ease. So just find the middle ground, and that's what we're always looking for, that middle ground. The balance between effort and ease. 2 more deep breaths. All right, take the hands back to the floor, lift back up, walk your hands back in. Take the left foot down this time and swing the right leg around. And center your seat, because chances are you're a little bit tilted to the left side. So center your seat. Now walk your right foot forward. I would say that's a little bit more than a foot, let's say about a 1.5 feet. And flex your right foot and pivot to the heel. Take the hands slightly back behind you and you're slightly reclining back. You're going to roll the leg so that you're going into your hip flexors, right? And going into hip rotations, right? So flex your right foot. Roll out. Roll in. Roll out. Roll in. 10 times. Roll out. Roll in is 3. Roll out. Roll in is 4. Roll out. Roll in is 5. Roll out. Roll in is 6. Roll out. Roll in 7. Roll out. Roll in 8. Roll out. Roll in 9. Roll out. Roll in 10. Back to center. Sit up. Swing that right leg all the way back. Reset for down dog. And walk it out side to side. Alright, stepping, the right foot forward, low lunge, left foot forward, standing forward bend. Feet together, knees together, rise up. Chair, stepping on the right foot, pick up the left knee. Left hand to left knee or yogic toe up, extend forward. Right arm goes out to counterbalance, open up the knee or the heel to the left side, and staying here to hold. So this is extended hand to big toe. Stay balancing on the right leg. Bend your left knee. Take the left heel back behind the right leg, grabbing the inside of the foot with your right hand. Left arm out to counterbalance. So airplane warrior 3. Lean the torso forward to the shape of warrior 3 with your torso, which is parallel to the floor. Left arm, left knee opens out to the side like the wings of an airplane. So this is airplane warrior 3. Stay on the right leg, stay in the warrior 3 shape. Extend the left leg back, arms out. So this is the warrior 3 with your arms out. Step the left foot all the way back. Warrior 1. Open it up. Warrior 2. Reverse warrior. Hands to the floor. Raise your right leg up. Open up the hips. Bend the right knee and flip the dog. Flip it back around. Right leg up. 3-legged dog. Right knee in toward the nose. Land that shin to the floor. Pitching. Right? So again, right knee, right thigh. Angles out to the right side. Away from the belly. By about 30 to 45 degrees. Just angle it out. Get that thigh away from the belly. Hands to the floor for support. Inch your left knee further back so you can lower your seat some more. Untuck the toes. Walk your hands back as well and lift up. So if you did this right, you should feel pretty level in the hips. And your spine should be pretty vertical, right? And then once you have all that measured out, you are ready to make your way forward. Forearms down, making pillows with the hands and resting on the forehead, or forehead all the way down, arms forward. Your choice. Take a bunch of breaths here. Really release into that hip opening. And of course, those of you who are familiar with my class, you're already taking the variations, right? But if you didn't take anything on the first side and you're staying in pigeon, right? Just stay here, right? You have other opportunities in future practices to do other things, right? Since I didn't remind you on the first side. And so reminder also to find that balance between effort and ease. So the poses should not be too extreme in one direction or the other, right? So it should be enough of a challenge for you to really feel like you're working for something, right? But at the same time, it shouldn't be such a struggle that you're just freaking out over the pose, right? You don't want it to be too hard, and you certainly don't want it to be too easy. When it's too easy, then you need to add on, right? Alright, let's start to make your way back up. Press into your hands, lift the elbows up, walk your hands back in. The right foot comes down to the floor, swing the left leg around. Chances are you're too much to the right side, so center your seat. Then the left heel comes forward by about 1.5 feet or so. Hands are behind you for support, and you can lean the torso back a little bit. The left foot is flat, so you're engaging through your ankle, and you're just pivoting into your heel sidewards, right? So that you're opening and closing your hips, going for the hip opener, right? So roll out, roll in, roll out, roll in, roll out, roll in, 4, roll in, 5, roll in, 6, roll in, 7, roll in, 8, roll in, 9, roll in, 10, roll in. Come back to neutral. Sit up tall again. Swing the left leg all the way back and through that pigeon. Walk it back to your down dog and pedal out the legs. Alright, once you're neutral, feeling pretty good, start to walk your feet forward towards your hands again and take the seat down. Seated spinal twist or face you. Right, if your hips are tight, then keep the left leg extended and step the right foot over. Now, even if this is tight, you might want to just take the very modified position of stepping the foot to the inside of the leg. You can still do the twisting the same way. This is the half variation. For those of you who are a little bit more experienced, a little more open in the hips, take the full position. Left heel comes in first, right leg over. Sitting up tall, ground both seats evenly for everybody, right? Right hand to full support, left arm up on the inhale, twist to the right. So this is a full expression of the pose with the extended leg drawn in, right? So if you're taking the half variation, it looks like this. If you're taking the very modified position, it looks like this. Now furthermore, as you're twisting, if taking the elbow to top of the right leg is a little bit tight for you, and you end up rounding the spine, shrugging your shoulders, right? This is not what we want. We want a lengthy, tall spine. So, if taking the elbow to the knee is very difficult for you and too tight, then you can lift up and wrap the arm around the knee instead. Or you can even go further, hand to the knee. Right? The structure of the spine being vertical is very important in this pose. Try not to round or shrug. Okay? Keeping the legs as they are, inhale, take it back to center. Exhale, counter twist to your left. Square back to center, extend the legs. Right, shake it out just a little bit. Second side, either keep the right leg extended, step the left foot over, modifying it by stepping to the inside of the leg, or take the full pose by drawing your right heel in, left leg over. Alright, so everyone left hand behind you, Right arm up on the inhale. Through a vertical spine. Twist to your left. Hook the right arm to the outside of the left leg, or the top of the left leg. If that's tight for you, and you're rounding, wrap the arm instead. If even that is too tight, hand to the knee. Right hand to your left knee. Release, take it back to center. Keep the legs as they are, and then twist to the right. Take it back to center again. Extend both legs forward. Hands to either side of you with your hands supporting. Slide the hands out. So you're using the hands and the arms to carry some of the weight of your torso to take it all the way down to the floor. Then left arm goes out, left knee comes in toward the chest, and twist to the right. You can take the right hand to press to the outside of the left leg for a little bit more resistance to twist deeper. Back to center, switch legs, switch arms, and twist to the left side. Take it back to center again, hug both knees in, so evening out both sides. Stretching the lower back. Alrighty, step the feet to the floor. Slide the legs forward, separating the feet, torso turned out. Arms alongside the body, palms face up. Let the legs, the arms, shoulder, and head release. Let everything go. Shavasana, final relaxation. Begin to draw the breath back in and start to move the fingers and the toes, reaching the arms overhead, stretching in opposite directions. When you're ready, roll over to the right side and come up to a comfortable cross-legged position. Reconnecting to an even seat, a lengthy spine, shoulders broad, breath deep, and let the neck be free. Hands together in prayer, bowing forward, sealing in practice. Come up, namaste. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your practice with me today. Please visit my website, simhayoga.com, and there you will find my streaming schedule as well as my payment information for Venmo and for PayPal. My Venmo account is my preferred way of payment. It is Simha Yoga Lab, and the 4-digit ID code is 8096 if you're prompted for that. Costs are $10, and if you're having a difficult time right now, $5 is fine. We can definitely work with that. Please share with your friends, let people know, repost anytime you see any kind of social media postings. I appreciate that help. All right, thank you again for your time. Be well, take care, stay safe. I will see you soon.